we need to be near this thing, and then we need to prick our fingers. Beautiful. I did lose my boots because... Oh, heck no! Hello, everybody, and welcome back to some more FTB Inferno. Don't mind this little floating thing around my head. Apparently, it's like the necklace I'm wearing. I don't know why it does this, but it does this. So, today, we're going to be doing two things at the very least. One is we're going to be expanding our mine colonies, and the other is we're going to be getting into some blood magic. Now, before we actually start expanding our mine colony, I should go over some of the changes that I've made. First and foremost, this right here, which is the pathways that we are making. Apparently, the villagers like to walk on certain pathways more, and if you actually provide them with pathways, they provide certain speed increases. So these ones right here, which is polished blackstone, provides a really, really nice speed upgrade. But you might be wondering, how am I actually getting this with the bedrock here? You can't mine bedrock. Well, that is where the build tool comes in, because if you just left click it, it will break the bedrock and turn it into cobbled blackstone, which I can then smelt down, turn into blackstone, and then turn into polished blackstone by means of this recipe. Other than that, I have added a few new buildings. So I added 2 more houses, and I also added some more guard towers near them, because apparently the villagers won't work if there's no guard towers near their houses, not their actual workplaces, which I thought it was. I also added something over here called the tavern. The tavern is special in 2 ways. One is because it gives 4 new beds for villagers to sleep in, so I've actually managed to expand the colony, and as you saw just a second ago, there was a child there. Where'd the child go? Child! There's the child! Yes! We have children now. Look, it's like a mini version of my researcher. Oh, you're so adorable, aren't you? So now we've had a lot more space, so we've gotten a lot more villagers. But this thing also will actually attract foreigners. Now, I don't mean that in an offensive way, but I mean like people who actually are not a part of our colony. That was not one of them. That might be one of them. Yes, it is. You can see right there with that little symbol above their head. That means that they are a foreigner. And you can hire the foreigners with different things that they require for different recipes. I don't really have the space and houses for any of them, and I really don't have the materials to buy any more of them. But at the very least, that is very special. Because of all these new villagers, actually, I've managed to get some new jobs, such as my fishers thing right over here, which we now actually have somebody who is fishing and actually getting us some fish, as well as some other sea-related stuff, such as kelp, which I've actually started farming inside of the water. That will be important for another time, but the real big thing about the fisher is now that we're getting fish from him, we can now actually take this fish over to our chef, who will then cook it for people. That's pretty much all the additions that's really been made, though. We just got some more workers and some more people. It's very, very nice. So now for the additions that we want to make. I've noticed that I only have 2 villagers that are unemployed, so I won't be able to really get all of these things up and running. But the ones that I'm really going to actually need is going to be this courier's hut, the mine, and the school. Those are the necessary ones, and the ones that I just like are a chicken farmer and a blacksmith, which I can't get until I get the mine. Chicken farmer is solely because I need more food for these guys. So let's start with the courier's hut, because that's probably going to be the most important one. I probably should have actually done that in the last video. It's just going to take 7 pieces of wood and either leather boots or iron boots for actually making 2 of them. But the quest will only actually give me just 1 of the capsules for it, so I'm only going to make the 1. Okay, so it looks like we don't actually have any leather at all, so that's fine. We can go ahead and just use iron boots instead, and then we should be able to just make the courier's huts like this. There we go. Each courier does need their own individual hut anyway, so whenever I get to the point where I'm going to need more of them, then I can have that one on standby. So we can go ahead and grab that capsule right here, and now we just need to go ahead and find a place for this little boy. Okay, I think I found a good place for me to actually put this guy. Why is my build tool not working? Oh, it was because I needed to face the ground. Okay, that's why it wasn't working. Okay, so this should be the builder's hut. It looks very, very odd, though. You know what? That's fine. Even if this just does get a little bit weird, we can still work with it. So then we're just going to want to go ahead and then right-click this to make sure that it all lines up. It looks like it actually should line up perfectly. Yes, there we go. So now we go ahead and have that. Dug out a hole right there, and then we can go ahead and just confirm this, and then there we go. We got ourselves our courier's hut. So now we just need to go ahead and then go to build options. It should be perfectly built because everything's here. So now once one of our workers gets over here, it should be completely built up. And then we can get ourselves our courier. The next thing that we're actually going to be making is actually the mine. Now, I was divided between making the mine or the school, but since I really don't have any kids at this current moment in time, I think that the mine is going to be the best choice for us to do right now. So there we go. We can go ahead and grab that guy right there. And then we need to go and find that one's achievement because there should be a capsule for that one. There we go. So I want to go ahead and look at this. And wow, this thing is so big. Dude. Okay, yeah, no, I need to push this thing back. That is very much not back. Holy crap. That might be able to line up perfectly with the pathway, actually. Yeah. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, cool. Wish it was a little longer. Oh, well. What can you do? Okay, so now we've got it looking like this. Really, really hope that this will work out properly. So then we want to right-click this boy and make sure that it's facing the proper direction. I think this should be good, so we can go ahead, throw this out there. Oh, how interesting. There's a bunch of things down there. Okay, so then we can go ahead and put that guy there, but, like, this actually goes down. Look at this. Oh, that saves me so much time. Okay, could you imagine if I actually had to have the builders build this? What just touched my leg? Okay, yeah, sorry about that. Apparently my cat was in here, and so it touched my leg. Either way, though, now we can go ahead and then go into our build options in here. We are missing an oak ladder. That's disturbing, actually. Why are we missing an oak ladder? It's probably this one right here. Yep, that's definitely got to be it. Okay, so now, if we go back into the build options, it is perfect. So now we can go ahead and request the build. And now, the mine will also be underway. But seeing as how none of these have been built, yes, it does appear that my villagers have all fallen asleep. That is mildly unfortunate, but you know what? It's fine. So while we wait for them to wake up, we can go ahead and then build 2 more things that we're going to need for the courier, and if they're still asleep by then, we can then move on to blood magic while we're awaiting their arrival. So the last 2 things that I'm going to need, which are currently for the courier, is going to be the post box and the stash. What these things do is they send requests to the courier who has ties to the storage house, which is something I never actually talked about because I didn't fully understand it, but the courier is the guy who will come to the warehouse and put things in and take things out to people who request them. So it's basically an automation system. But with these things, they give me access to it as well, to where I can actually both see what's inside and request things to be taken out, and the other one will have me request things to be taken in. So for this one, I'm just going to need to grab 2 more chests, and then 3 chests, so I just need 5 chests. Okay. I don't think I actually showed this yet, but I did actually automate the wood, because what we have right here is called a bonsai pot. So a bonsai pot is like a botany pot in a way, because it lets you actually grow the stuff that's inside of it, and it takes a little bit, but once it's done, it will give you the drops, and then in here, we can go ahead and grab our wood. I am not clicking on the warped block. Why is it giving me warp blocks? That is a problem I've been having. I don't understand it. Either way, though, now that we've gotten our chests, we can go ahead and then make ourselves the stash and then the post box. And there we go. These things don't come with huts. They should just be their own standalone thing. If I go look at the quest, yeah, they do have their standalone thing. It does give me an ender pearl, though. So what I can then do is at the front of the colony right here, just so that way this looks good, I'm going to put the stash right there and then the post box right there. And one of these, okay, that's the request, but one of them should let me see what's inside. Okay, maybe I was given some false information because it does not actually appear like it's showing me what's inside. So I guess then it's just going to have like all items in here and then I can request anything, and if it's in there, it'll give it to me. So now that that is out of the way, we've successfully started up the automations as well as the mine, which pretty much gated a whole lot of mine colonies in this. But now that it's out of the way, we're all ready. Now, the rest of these things, I really don't actually have any means of hiring someone for them now. But what I can do is I can at the very least get them built That way, we can go ahead and have these ready for the future, for when we need them. Now, the school actually does require 2 feathers, though, and feathers are easy for me to get because I've actually created some chickens over here. I need to isolate one of them. And there we go. Now we got 1 feather. We need 2, though. There we go. That's double what I needed. And then we can go ahead and then make ourselves the school. There we go. That should be all ready. It doesn't actually look like there was a quest for the school. That's interesting. I would have thought there would have been. Well, if that is the case, then I'm probably going to have to do this one manually. So since it's close to the university, we could say that the school could go about here or so. This is actually a pretty small school. Well, hey, you know what? If it works, it works. Let's actually go ahead and bring it a bit closer so that way we can get these pathways to be a bit more even. Because I kind of want to go for a bit of a look when it comes to all of this. And then, yeah, that should be good. On one hand, these paths are perfectly aligned, but on the other hand, from this way, it is very much not centered. It's a sad day, it's sad, but we can go ahead and just put that one right there, and then, what does it actually need? Like, if I go into here, it's actually not terribly complex. Okay, so white carpet I could just make by getting wool from string, that would be easy. And the rest of these I should actually have possibly in even the courier side. So this could even be just probably the best way to do this. So we can go ahead and just have that guy in there, and then we'll just want to make sure that we can get the rest of these down. For right now, though, I think our colony should be good enough for right now. So what do y'all say we head over and start some blood magic? Now, in order for us to start blood magic, the first thing we need is gonna be the good old blood altar. Public service announcement. Do not do blood magic in real life. It's bad stuff. But in games, it's all good. Either way though, how we actually make the blood altar, it's a very special recipe in this one. We need an inactive sigil, which we get by mixing 6 blackstone with 2 rose gold, not rose quartz, and vile dust. And then we mix that with some life essence. We get life essence by going over into this thing, and we need to mix blood from the Tinker's Construct and smelted down soul sand. I was a bit confused there for a sec. But how we actually get blood inside of this is we just gotta stand in here. And there we go. That should be, yeah, that's 100 millibuckets of blood. That should have been all we actually are going to need. Did I not? Okay, I must have taken that off the list, but no, we need 1 bucket of it. Okay, well, okay, no, so 100 millibuckets makes 100 millibuckets. So if I do the math correctly, I need to get hit 18 more times. 1, 2, 3.
You get the idea.
There we go. That should be the whole bucket. There we go. 4 slime balls, aka 1 bucket. You can actually change the thing that it shows by just pressing shift, in case you were wondering. Then after that, we just need to smelt down some soul sand. I do not know how much soul sand this is actually going to take. I'm going to want to grab a few of these things right now. I don't know how much soul sand this is going to take, so we're just going to go incrementally. So, yeah, just 1 bucket is the normal amount. So, like, I honestly, this might be a bit overkill, actually, like, just the one of these on its own. So now that we've gotten ourselves our life essence, we're just going to need to get this thing, which is pretty easy. I just need to go ahead and then find my rose gold. Uh-oh. Do I only have 1? Am I 1 short by only having 1? Oh my gosh, I am. I mean, that's easy. We just need to mix gold and copper. So then after that, we're just going to need to go ahead and make this. But we need some blackstone, which I unfortunately turned all of my blackstone into some of this polished blackstone. But fortunately, that is reversible. I just need to find where I put the thing I'm looking for. There it is. Okay, we found the chisel. So the chisel, if I were to put some of this blackstone right in here, we could turn it into some polished blackstone. But if we put the polished blackstone back, we can go ahead and then get some of the normal stuff right here. I only need 6 of that though, so then we can go ahead and turn the rest of this back. Just a little pro tip right there, because sometimes you got the odd numbers and stuff, and it's just not fun for anybody. But now we should be able to go ahead and make this inactive sigil, and now it's time to pour the blood on it. It's not blood, it's life essence. Sorry, life essence. Don't ever misconstrue this for blood. Hey, if you ever misconstrue this for blood, I'll have to sacrifice you. Either way though, now this thing should be ready. Next up, we just need to go ahead and make a sacrificial knife. Glass is very easy. We just need to smelt down some of the sand, which we got from throwing the vile dust into the spirit fire. So now this should be almost ready. I can't handle almost, though. I need it to be now. I have to have the things I need the way now. Okay, so now we can go ahead and make ourselves our knife. There we go. And now, with this sacrificial knife, we need to be near this thing, and then we need to prick our fingers. Beautiful. So now that we've gotten this, we can actually go ahead and collect our quest rewards, which I forgot to grab, which is for 4 obsidian and a divination sigil, which actually is going to show me the tier and how much blood is inside of there. It's not blood, it's life essence. My brain stopped there for a second. But there actually is a little number right behind my head. You can barely see. You can kind of see the countdown to my left. The reason it's going down is because inside of these things, there is an internal buffer because you can actually transfer a life essence outside of this. And yeah, the countdown has stopped because it is now no longer extracting blood into that thing. So we should be able to just go ahead and make things the way they are. It looks like I get 2 per each. It's actually pretty good. And the way that we can actually get this up to the next tier, which we are going to need to do, is we're going to need to make this stuff called the blank runes, but we can't do that yet until we get down to these arcane ashes, which means we first need to make this alchemy table. Now, for the most part, that's just going to take some more gold, and it's going to be no problem, but we are going to need to go ahead and throw in some obsidian right into there, and that will consume 1,000 buckets, and then make the slate. I don't know why my brain is stopping for some reason, but it made the blank slate. There we go, and that was all the blood in there. Oh, that was all the blood in there. Nope, there should still be some in here. Okay, then, so if I transfer it, forget it. I'm gonna move it. I'll eventually have to move it to a bigger area anyways, but by that point, it should be automating it with other creatures. So we actually already have all the things that we need, but this does take some deep slate to make and or any other stone variant. I honestly have no idea how I got this. I just have it for some reason, but there we go. Now we should have the alchemy table, and there we go. That's that one all well and good. So then next, we need to make this stuff called the arcane ashes. Only problem is, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to make this without the blood orb. I mean, maybe they changed it, I don't know, but for some reason they have it that the blood orb is right after this in the quest line, so I just have to assume that maybe it's okay. So what we're gonna need is we're gonna need to grab some charred coal, some gunpowder, white dye, and some redstone. Now, I don't know if I have any gunpowder. I have some tiny charcoal, which I can convert back into normal charcoal. I have some bone meal, which I can then turn into white dye. I have some redstone, that's also good, but it looks like I don't actually have the gunpowder. How can I acquire gunpowder in this version? It looks like there's a cutting board. Okay, if I cut some propellant cane. Okay. That's actually really good. Okay, and this is actually another reason why I actually started farming the sugar canes over here, which was not just for the paper, but also so that way we could then go ahead and convert this into spirit fire, because this does turn into the propellant cane, and the cane can also turn back from this. So we can go ahead and just throw that into there, and then slap that, chop, there we go. That should be everything. So now, if I throw all of these things in, where's the coal? Oh, right, I didn't convert it back yet. Oh, yeah, if you want to convert the tiny coal back into the normal coal, you just put it like that. So there we go. Now we can go ahead and throw that into there. And it doesn't appear to work. So I think I do actually need the blood orb then. Okay, so how do we get the blood? Oh. Oh, no. This is another thing from mine colonies. Okay, so we need to get congealed blood. That's easy to get. We just need to slap some life essence. And or just normal tinker's blood actually should do. But then we also have this soul shard, which... Oh. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I thought this was just gonna be the only way. That's fortunate it's not. But we need to smelt a block of obsidian and melt it over a dark gem, and that'll give us a soul shard. Okay, that's actually pretty easy, but that colonist is something I'm kind of concerned about. So let's go ahead and collect this soul shard real quick. So for those of you who didn't see the last video, to get the dark gem, you need this thing called the mixing cauldron, and then you throw some lava in that, and then the recipe is for just 4 quartz, 3 of the coal kind, and then a redstone, and then you get yourself your dark gem. Now, we should be able to go ahead, throw this into here, and then slather the obsidian on top of it. And while that's filling up, let's actually go ahead and look at the way that we make this thing. The enchanter. One thing that I'm concerned with this one is, when I was actually looking through the quest lines for the mine colony and stuff like that, one of them was the enchanter, but it doesn't give me a building option for it. So then I guess what I'll do is I'll go ahead and get everything I need for this, because the ink sac I should hopefully have from the fisher. Feathers I know I have, and then this, it's actually pretty easy to get. I don't even need leather for it. I can just do this recipe. And then we'll make the enchanter, and I'll come back once it's fully built, or if something else interesting happens with it.
20 minutes later.
Okay, so I finished up the enchanter's tower, and this is happening, which means there's about to be a boss fight again. Oh boy, why does this always happen? Every time I just finish something, and I go and look into it to make sure that it's good, and I'm about to come back, and then this freaking shows up. Okay, where are they? I'm not even gonna do that thing this time. I just got this thing. It took me a little bit. I actually had to hire a separate person, which only cost me 20 vile dust, so it really was not very expensive. Could I get this away from them if possible? Because if I can be in a place where it's far away, that and it opens up on me. I don't know if it opens up on me or if it opens up where it said that message was, or if it's in a dedicated place. But if it opens up on me, that would be more ideal, because if I'm over here, it opens up on me. Okay, that's actually very good. Okay, so what are we going to face this time? I did lose my boots because... Oh, heck no! Heck! No, 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 no. Nope, no, nope, 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 nope. Can I please run out of range, please? Please let me get out of range. How big is this range right here? Oh my gosh, it ended there. But these guys are still hitting me! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, wait, it doesn't even end. So these guys are just... Oh. Oh, I thought it would end after a bit. Oh. Oh, and I'm dead. That is why we're doing blood magic, though, is to steadily ready ourselves for combat, though. So then, now that we've gotten the... Why are you walking away? Why are you walking away? Get back over here. You're not going to sleep, are you? You've gone to bed. Because, yeah, this person doesn't really have a house because I had to hire them. So... That's mighty unfortunate. Okay. But, it said configure some workers. I actually do know what this means. What you need to do to get this thing to work is you need to give them people to go take experience from. So I need to find out where it is. Yeah, gather targets. So I could take it from maybe the cook and the builders, because they're probably not going to be using it. The hospital, probably not. University, sure. Oh yeah, one thing that I should mention about this thing, when it's being built, it requires an oak bookshelf. That means that you actually need to use oak wood, because for some reason, given some of the mods, it makes different kinds of bookshelves, which all look sick, but at the same time, this one was a pain in the butt to get, because in order for me to get oak wood, I needed to get the oak saplings, and in order for me to get oak saplings, I needed to get something called Mutandis. It's this stuff right here. And how you get it is you just use some life essence mixed with sage, which you can get by breaking grass, eggs, 4 bone meal, and 2 warped roots. And that'll get you the Mutandis. And then once you do that the first time, you can just mix it with 2 bone meal and then the egg, and it makes even more. So it's pretty good. And then what you do with this Mutandis, if I ponder it, it should show it. Yeah, you go right there, and what that's doing is it's right-clicking it, because that's what you had to do, and then it changes it to any of the different things. There are only a few things that you can use the Mutandis on, but at least one of the things that you can get from it was oak saplings. Alrighty, are you done sleeping now, you slacker? Well, you wanted a book, so here you go. Yeah, she asked for a book, so now she should go off and start collecting all of the experience from all of these different places. And why are you walking like that? Wait, hang on a minute. Does that make you faster? Here, let me try. No, in fact, that actually makes you way slower. What the heck? Wait a minute. With my super speed. Oh my gosh, my NPCs are stupid. Now what I'm gonna need is I'm just going to need to give her the soul shard and my blood orb. I don't know if she'll need a constant stream of all of the books or if it's just like an as needed thing. Like on one hand, it may very well have just been that like she just needed me to give her that for whenever I'm asking her to do something. That would be that'd be mildly inconvenient, but are you gonna give me the blood orb? Okay, I think, yes, here we go. Okay, we got ourselves our weak blood orb. Okay, so did it actually consume all the stuff? Yes, it has. Okay, I don't know why she's still doing that. It's probably because, I don't know why, but I had to set the minimum stock to contain the weak blood orb. So, I don't know, I guess she's just gonna keep doing her thing over there. But there we go. We finally managed to get ourselves the weak blood orb. So, now with this blood orb, what we need to do is we need to right-click it, and that'll put some life essence into it. But it'll also, it hotwires it to us. So now we are forever linked. That was the word that I was looking for, linked. Incidentally, if you also put it inside of there, you can actually go ahead and then put some life essence into it, and it'll absorb the life essence that's inside of there. So now we just need to let it just slowly consume it. I don't know if me using my temporal pouch on this thing would affect it at all, and in all honesty, this is probably enough already. So now we can go ahead and throw that into there. Now I am royally confused. Does it not accept charred coal? No, it does accept charred coal. Oh! Problem has been realized. It was the white dye. I accidentally left it as bone meal. Oh my god. I thought it was weird that it wasn't showing the little thing up there saying whether or not it did have something or didn't have something. Okay, but there we go. Now we have the arcane ashes. So with these things, we can start to get some magic. This does have a durability to it. I can use this about 20 times before I need to make another one, but that is fine because I should only need to use this currently 3 times. Because the next thing on our list is we're going to need to go ahead and make a tier 2 blood altar, because we're going to need that before we can actually make something certain. Now, in order for us to get these blank runes, which will help us get the tier 2 altar, we need to mix a blank slate with this ritual right here, and also mix it with some other stone. Now, to get other stone, you need to spirit fire some andesite, which you can get if we go over to the Tinker's line by throwing quartz in here and mixing it with cobblestone. How do we get cobblestone? I found the way. So, the only way for you to get cobblestone would be to mix water with lava. But there's no water in the nether. Except, there is. This is the only water that we have access to. So, if I just make this little setup right here, which I set up all the way, I can go ahead and just throw... Alrighty, that was no problem. I just had to move this away, and now I have to wait until I get diamond in order to use this. That's fine. So now we go ahead to put the lava there, and there we go. Cobblestone. And now we've gotten ourselves our andesite. Then we can go ahead, throw that into there, and get the other stone, and that should be everything we need other than making the blank rune with obsidian. Oh, obsidian. How nice. Wouldn't it be nice to have obsidian? Alrighty, I managed to get myself the blank slate, so now I think I either... Okay. That should be good then, so now I just right-click those. That did not work. Okay, so now if I do it like this, it's not working still. So, oh, wait, I could have just broken it down like this. Okay, then, so now if I go ahead and break these down, I didn't actually need to make these other ones, but okay, there we go. Now like this, it does work, and wow, that looks super, super evil. Okay, well then there we go. We can go ahead and make those. I don't really need the rest of these right now, but you know what? This works. So now it all just goes up and floats up like this. And then we get ourselves our rune stones. There we go. So now that we've gotten these, we can go ahead and make the next tier. But this also actually is gifting me some other special runes. So these different runes will give this thing different abilities. So if we go ahead and break down 8 blocks around this, if we just put down these 8 blank runes, that would be good enough. But with these runes of self-sacrifice, it'll give me even more for my worth. And then the speed runes will speed up how long it takes for the blood to be absorbed. So now if I go ahead and look into here with my divination sigil, we are now at the tier 2 right up there with the 2 eyes. So now then what we do is we take this dark gem right here and throw it in here. And I want to speed it up just a little bit. So there we go. Now we got ourselves the dark power gem. The next thing that we're going to want is we're going to want to go ahead and find ourselves our bottles of enchanting. There they are. And then we're also going to want some sugar. Then we just need to go ahead and throw these inside of here. I actually need to spread these out because it won't actually work if it's stacked like that. So it's very weird like that. But now, once this thing fills up, we will then get ourselves something very special called water reagent. Now, with these two things together, we're going to make ourselves an eternal water block. We need to use the dark gem, the water essence, 4 polished blackstone bricks. That's actually not difficult. I thought it was seared bricks, honestly, but you know what? This is honestly probably easier. Then we need 2 blue stained glass, which we'll be able to get with just 1 recipe, and then a block of lapis lazuli. I have all this stuff, so let me just go ahead and grab it. Alrighty, I have everything together, so now we can go ahead and make ourselves the eternal water block. Now, there is no achievement for this, but this is basically an infinite water source as a block. Now, that's not really required for me since I have the Emperor's Chalice, which is an infinite source of water, and I got that thing when I was exploring in the very first episode, I believe it was. But if I go ahead and take my bucket and grab 1 last bucket of lava, I'm running solo on that, and then I can put that into there and throw this here, lava on top of the infinite water block. What on earth could this be making? I want y'all to use your imagination for a second, okay? I'm not even gonna let that go all the way on it. I want you all to leave a comment down below right now. Don't skip ahead, but leave a comment right now and tell me what you think this is going to make. And if you get it right, good job. If you didn't skip. Congratulations. Or maybe you did, and you're just trying to sack me out. I know who you are if you're doing that. Don't make me face my little neck beard on you for that. Either way, though, it's a cobble machine. Yay! And there we go. Cobblestone, the truest of stones, has begun generating. It's truly, truly beautiful. So did you like this video? Good! Then be sure to check out our last FTB Inferno where we started our mine colonies. And we had a pretty good start and we've gathered up a whole lot of buildings for our short episode. Bye-bye!